Lowering this. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. So we are talking on the verse, I think, verse number 6 from the 3rd chapter. Okay. So we are talking, we are discussing the content of this verse number 3, okay. So before starting, I think, with the topic that we left off from the past session, okay. I think I'm just, thinking that it would be, I think, good to remind us of some kind of points, okay, that we had made during the last session, okay. Of them, the one I wanted to point out is that the heading reads, it is contradictory to loathe future suffering but retaliate against them, okay. So the first one, prior to that, we have dealt with, okay, some kind of negative response, okay, toward the harm that is inflicted upon oneself, okay. That, such that I think negative response, such a negative response as that. If one thought, if one would think that, if I respond, okay, with some kind of revenge, okay, if I avenge on someone else, okay, revenge yourself on the inflict that is inflicted, that was done to you, okay. That response that if I respond to that harm, okay, like in the form of revenge, okay, then in the form of revenge, that whatever the harm that is inflicted upon oneself would not be reversed or would not be reversed or would not be averted, okay, would not be averted. So that is very kind of easy, I think. That is very easy, that kind of method is a little bit easier for us to reflect on when it comes to alleviating our intensity of anger, or when it comes to having some kind of situation within ourselves that would be inclined to give rise to some sort of anger, hatred towards someone else. Okay. So I think so that is easier. Now the latter one, okay, it is contrary to loathe future suffering, but retaliate against harm. That is a little bit comparatively difficult. Okay, so we need to work on this more in detail, I think. See, we see when we think about the normal behaviors of ordinary person, ordinary human beings, okay, it would be kind of natural for them that they would, induce some sort of innate response that, I need to retaliate so that I will not be inflicted, so that I will not experience okay, more suffering, or so that I will be able to reduce my future suffering. Okay. So that is very kind of normal response. So we need to. So we still have this tendency. Okay. And this problem is also within us. Okay. So therefore we need to deal with this. As we'll deal with this, applying the antidote provided, okay, in this heading, okay, in this verse, I think. Okay, so it would give rise to a lot of much graver, okay, suffering. Then you would be then the suffering you are undergoing, okay. So that is, I think, that needs to be, cultivated, I think, through reflecting upon the causality in terms of how anger is so harmful, okay, giving rise to future miserable experiences, okay. And not only that, but also how it is harmful in terms of destroying virtuous activities accumulated in the past, and also how it is harmful, okay, that you need to undergo tremendously, okay, graver, okay, ordeals or sufferings, then the suffering that you are undergoing due to being inflicted upon you, due to being, I think, wronged by someone else, okay. Wronged, or I think inflicted by someone else, I mean, okay. Okay, so I think, so we naturally, want happiness and do not want any kind of unhappiness, okay. So we do not want any future suffering, okay. So not wanting any kind of future suffering, it is contradictory to resorting to, anger or resorting to revenge against the perpetrator. Okay, so that is, that should be, how to say, cultivated, I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when you do this, I think, okay, we also need to rely on scriptural authority, okay, and scriptural authority purified by 3 analysis, okay. So we need to utilize such reason, okay, valid sign, in order to, how to say, really ascertain, or in order to know infallibly, infallibly, I think, okay. In order to infallibly know, okay, this, okay. And then, once you come to, unshakable conclusion, okay, or conviction that that response is not helpful and beneficial, not only helpful and beneficial, but also based upon ignorance and perverted cognitive thinking, okay, or distorted mental attitude. It is not based on valid cognition. It is just based on non-valid cognition. Okay. So then, the combination of this, being equipped, I think, by the combination of those two, factors, you will certainly be able to, induce or generate very unshakable, I think, conviction and unshakable understanding or knowledge that in such circumstances as, one being inflicted by someone else, your response would not have to be, your response must not come from anger, okay. Rather, it must come from compassion, okay. And okay. Compassion, and also you need to, your response also would have to be, I think, your response would have be, I think, would be better, I think, okay, would be better if you utilize this situation into growing your conviction and understanding of laws of karma, okay, or workings of karma. Okay, so this is, I think, we can, discuss this whole day. This is very broad subject, okay. So I need to go further down, okay. Then, page number 137, okay. Turn to page number 137, okay. Just, that this is the point where we left off from the last session. Now, if someone who has not received prophecy were to experience anger toward a bodhisattva who has received it, okay, who has obtained that kind of prophecy, it simply means that who has attained the preparation path of bodhisattva. It just means that, okay. So he will remain in the hells, okay. This is just mentioned in the immediately preceding passage. There's also an instance where the bodhisattva will have to don the armor for that number of eons. Okay. So thus there are two cases, okay. Okay, there are two cases. That this is who has not received prophecy, where if someone who has not received prophecy were to experience anger toward a bodhisattva who has received it, he will remain in the hells. This is just as mentioned in the immediately preceding passage. Okay, that means corresponding to the moment of the anger. Okay. He would remain in hell realm, I think, eons. Okay. The number of eons corresponding to the number of moments that he had, generated towards a bodhisattva who has achieved prophecy or preparation level of bodhisattva. So, okay, and then there's also an instance where the bodhisattva will have to done the armor for that number of, so two faults, two disadvantages. If some bodhisattvas, be it on a level of small accumulation path, medium accumulation path, or great accumulation path. If any one of them angers, at a bodhisattva who has attained preparation path of bodhisattva, Mayana path, then what happens is that in corresponding to, I think, the number of moments of anger created by himself, he would be subject to undergo to experience the suffering of experience hell being for the number of eons. That is for the number of eons corresponding to, I think, the number of moments he created, number of moments of anger he created towards the bodhisattva who has achieved preparation path of Mayani preparation path. So this is one. There's also an instance where the bodhisattva will have to done. Thus there are two cases. There are two cases. There are two cases. Cases is a little bit strange here. There are two factors. Two consequences. Two consequences would be better. Two consequences. There are two consequences. The gathering all fragment sutra, number states that if one accrues the karma of abandoning the Dhamma, one would have to declare and purify this defect. One would have to declare and purify. Nyeba Shaba.
Confess.
Nyeba Shaba, Defect, purify, Purify is okay. Declare and purify, Declare, but it is included into the process of purification, Declaration is included. So therefore, declare is, I think one would have to purify this defect 3 times every single day for up to 7 years to purity its fruitional effects. But to obtain the forbearance level of the path of preparation would require 10 eons, even it were strict. So this is a particular kind of abandoning Dhamma. It should not be. The gathering of all fragment sutra states is not that. Number means a kind of karma of abandoning Dhamma, which is stated by the gathering all fragment sutra. It is said, I should say, it is said, okay. I think, okay, it is a particular, okay, it is a particular abandoning the Dhamma, okay. In this case, okay, it is a, it is a negative criticism about professional wisdom sutra, okay, and thereby also making criticism about Buddha himself, okay. By making criticism for Buddha and abandoning professional wisdom sutra, okay. So in this case, that is the case, okay. Is that kind of karma is steadied, I think, is steadied. I think to have, I think, steadied to have, I think. I think I reverse order, I think. Even, I think, okay, if one occurs the karma of abandonment, I think, okay, state that kind of state that I think that is what we're, okay, that particular karma, okay, stated in the Gathering All Fragments Sutra has been stated, has been described, okay. As, I think, that if one accrues the karma of abandoning that such karma, accrues such a karma of abandoning Dhamma, abandoning the Dhamma, one would have to purify this defect 3 times every single day for up to 7 years, okay. If you do this, it would purify, okay, the provisional effects, okay. But to obtain the forbearance level of path of preparation would require 10 eons, at least 10 eons. But, okay. So even if it were sweet, even, even he or she pursues, okay, the path, okay, very diligently. And swiftly, I mean. No. Sweep in this case means, means at least it will take, 7, okay, that, 10 eons, okay, in order to achieve forbearance level of the path of preparation, okay. So as this states, purifying and cultivating resolve in all possible ways may not rectify the delaying of the path, but it will cleanse the fruitional effects of the karma. So we must strive in that, in them, okay. Now the heading is the points that emerge as side considerations, okay. Okay, now there are instances where both the object and agent are not bodhisattvas, yet when anger is experienced, it destroys the roots of virtue. This is, for example, as explained in the following text from the Shantideva school, Shantideva, Sravasti Veda school, okay, Sravasti Veda school, school cited in the compendium of training, okay. So now, here, the object and agent are both in the case of object and agent, not being Bodhisattva, okay. Not being, okay, yeah. Okay, in the case of object and agent not being Bodhisattvas, okay. There are also cases where anger would destroy virtues accumulated in the past. For instance, here, the Tsongkhapa is saying there are instances where both the object and agent are not Bodhisattvas, yet when anger is experienced, it destroys the roots of virtue. This is, for example, okay. It is not talking in terms of every anger, but in terms of certain anger, okay. For instance, here, this is, for example, as explained in the following text from the, okay, Sravasti Veda school cited in the companion book training. O monks, look at the monk who prostrates with his entire body to a reliquary, okay, reliquary, maybe a container for holy relics, or maybe arhats or bodhisattvas, okay, containing here and nails and purifies his thoughts, okay, nails and purifies his thoughts. Monks, this is excellent, okay. What is, oh, look at the monk and who prostrates with his entire body to a reliquary, containing here and nails and purifies with pure thought, with his pure faith. Monks, this is excellent. Out of pure faith, pure respect, pure veneration, okay. When, monks, the monks do prostrate, okay, in front of reliquary, that is containing here nails of arhats or maybe bodhisattvas, okay, with pure modification, with pure faith, with pure veneration, okay. Monks, this is excellent, Buddha replied, okay. Buddha says, O monks, this monk will enjoy the kingdom of a universal monarch, 1,000-fold, corresponding to the number of grains of sand that exist between the surface of the earth that his body covers down to the golden base that lies at a depth of 80,000 yojana leagues, okay. Then it's just saying this, okay, very, great amount, great number, I think. Just countless number of, I think. Then with his palms folded, okay. Then with, after that, okay. Okay, I think number of grains of sand that exists between the surface of the earth that his body covers down to the golden that lies at a depth of 80,000 yojana, this passage, I think it's just countless number, okay. Then with his, okay, then with his palms folded, ubali, nyaho, I think, approached where the Blessed One was and asked if the Blessed One speaks of how great the root of virtue of this. So if that kind of one just prostration is that kind of powerful virtue, okay, then there's no any universal emperor here. Why is that? Okay, the universal emperor is very rare, okay. So the Buddha, experienced here. If the where the Blessed One was and asked if the Blessed One speaks of how great the root of virtue of this monk is, how does such a root of virtue come to be diminished? Okay, so there's also opposite. There's also opposite, I think. Negative antidote, I think. that would diminish this, very, how to say, cherishable virtue. Okay. So, okay. Ubalya. Okay. Come to be diminished. Thoroughly, if the Buddha, asked if the Blessed One speaks of how great the root of virtue of this monk is, how does such a root of virtue come to be diminished, thoroughly purged, and completely exhausted? Three levels. Come to be diminished is a little bit, okay. It's just is a diminishment of little diminishment, okay. Thoroughly purged is middling diminishment, and then completely exhausted is completely, completely. Completely. I mean, I think seva, okay. Exhausted, okay, I think completely exhausted. Completely. Okay. Put end, I think complete end. Put complete end. Put a complete end to it, I think. Okay. Okay, now completely exhausted. Or okay. He also said, okay, completely exhausted. Upali replied to Buddha, I have seen nothing comparable to inflicting wounds on and causing injury to those who are engaged in the practice of pure conduct. Okay. Upali, this will thin out, thoroughly purge, and completely exhaust the great root of virtue. Therefore, O Upali, if one should not harbor malevolent thoughts, even toward a log, what need is there to speak of harboring malevolent thoughts toward a body imbued with consciousness? Okay. Thinning, okay, so this is unquote, I think. Thinning out refers, for example, to turning a root of virtue that was great when generated into a smaller one. What was long when generated into a shorter one, okay, and so on. Okay, the thinning out means the turning of root, turning of virtue that was great when generated into a smaller one. That is okay. Then what was long means that endures, or that how to say, that occurs, okay, in a long period of time. Shortened, I think. Shortened virtue that occurs, I think, for a long period of time. Okay. Okay. I think the shortening the virtue that otherwise would occur. Okay. For a long period of time. Okay. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, and then this is a weaker form of exhaustion, and as it does not destroy the effects entirely. Okay, it appears that purging refers to a medium level of exhaustion, while completely exhausting refers to a great degree of exhaustion. Okay, so So great degree of exhaustion means there's no any leftover of fruitional effect. Then the medium level of exhaustion here means that there's there's still how to say small amount of fruitional effect that is not how to say destroyed. Okay. 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 In the moon, great degree of exhaustion. In the Moon Lamp Sutra, cited in the Comparative Sutra, one reads, he who acts toward these around him with harmful thoughts, he will not be protected by moral discipline and study. He will not be protected by meditation and solitude, nor will he be protected by giving and venerating the Buddhas. Here, those around refers to fellow monastics. Okay, that he cannot be protected by the 6 factors, such as moral discipline, means that for him, the destruction of the roots of virtue by anger cannot be averted, I think. Okay, so this is very, something very important for us, to keep in our mind. So, anger, getting angry at a fellow monk or fellow nun or is very, how to say, very destructive. Okay, it is very destructive to the extent that it would, how to say, destroy the virtuous act or virtue, I think, that we have accumulated in the past. So, okay. So depending on the severity of the anger, okay, toward fellow Dharma practitioner, okay, or Sangha member, I mean here, or audient member, okay. The level of, I think, the level of, I think, the level of, I think, the level, okay, the level of, I think, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, don't remember this word, but okay, yeah, I think so. The severity, I mean, the level of severity of the anger toward fellow audient monastic, you would, create the corresponding destruction, the corresponding level, corresponding you would create, I think, level of, I think, the destruction of level of destruction of your virtues accumulated in the past, corresponding to that, to the severity of the anger that you generate towards fellow monastic. Okay, finally, I'm simple thing, okay. And so, with respect to the with respect to harming, okay, which was a small level of harming, okay, with your anger, okay, is that I think small level of harming. Yeah, I think small level of harming with your anger towards fellow monastic means okay. Means okay that you are thinning out. I think your virtue accumulated in the past, great virtue accumulated in the past, okay, into a smaller one, okay, and that virtue, the virtue accumulated in the past, that would otherwise last long, be, I think, shortened, I think. Okay, so these two, okay, okay. And then last one, Tsongkhapa says, means that not all the results are destroyed. Okay, that is the, in this case, small. What is the small diminishment? Weaker form of exhaustion. Okay, weaker. Okay, weaker. Okay. Sevachunga is small. Actually, this is a small form of exhaustion. Okay. So here saying it is merely with the content, I think, that Tsongkhapa is trying to explain. It is showing that from two results, fruitional result and concordant result, it destroys a lot of concordant result, whereas it does not destroy the fruitional result. Okay, with the case of, with the case of a weaker form of exhaustion. Okay, whereas the number two is ding. Okay, medium level of exhaustion. Okay, with respect to a medium level of exhaustion. Okay, it means that okay, medium level of exhaustion refers that you are destroying not only these concordant result, but also some form of, I think, fruitional result. Okay. Okay. Then with respect to third one, a great degree of exhaustion. Okay. Then it means that not only you are destroying the concordant result, but also you are destroying. You are completely. You are destroying the fruitional result completely. Okay. That is the third one. Okay. Okay. Now I will read. In the Moon Lamp Sutra, okay, it's a Moon Lamp Sutra is a question raised by some female Bodhisattva, whose name is Dao Duma. So, Dao Duma Do. There's no any moon. Okay. The moon name, okay. Sutra, cited in the commentary Sutra. One reads, he who acts toward those around him with harmful thoughts, he will not be persuaded by more. And I think I have already read this. As true, I think. What specific rules of virtue come to be destroyed, this is not explicitly stated in the sutras cited above, okay. Cited above. Many sutras we have cited, okay. Above, okay. Neither one of them conveys as to what specific rules of virtue come to be destroyed, okay. So this is not explicitly stated in this, okay. However, the guide to the Bodhisattva way explains this to be those of generosity, venerating the Sugata, offering, okay, offering the Sugata, and so on, while entering the middle explains it as those of generosity and moral discipline, okay. Both are similar, okay. Both, I mean, Chandrakriti and Shantideva explain, I think, the specific roots of virtue that is to be destroyed by anger and so on, okay. I think I should say both of those two masters identify identify the specific roots of virtue that is, I think, destroyed by anger and so on, in the same manner, I think, in the same instances. Okay. Okay. And since so therefore, when we say there's three virtues, okay. The virtues that is generated from generosity, that is from morality, and that is from concentration, okay. Basically, there are three virtues, okay. Virtues coming from generosity, coming from morality, coming from concentration, okay. So of them, the first two are mentioned here, okay. Virtues coming from generosity as well as coming from morality are virtues. that is, you know, also there's a, okay. Yeah, that could be destroyed by anger and other non-virtues that have potency, okay, to destroy virtues, okay. Vulnerable, I think. I should say this. Vulnerable, okay. It's very hard. Vulnerable, okay. These two, okay. I mean, in terms of you know, in terms of I mean, okay, in the perspective of, I think, in the perspective of being destroyed by, okay, being destroyed by anger and destroyed by negative, I think, antidotes such as anger, then I think the virtues coming from generosity and morality are more vulnerable, I think. Whereas the virtues coming from concentration, for instance, combining special insight, and for actual concentrations, for actual formless absorptions, okay. So all these are not vulnerable to be destroyed, anger, okay. And then on top of that, of course, wisdom realizing emptiness is also the virtue that could not be, destroyed. Not only destroyed, but also even cannot be touched by, I think, any kind of anger and so on, okay. Okay, now, now, since Chandrakirti the commentary speaks of the collection of merit, okay, collection, merit versus wisdom, okay. Merit versus, there are two different things. Then it is not wisdom side. That is something that is destroyed by anger. It is rather merit side that is destroyed by anger, okay. So it seems that this does not refer to the roots of virtue consisting in the excellent realization of selflessness. To examine this question further. However, okay, the teachings of Akshaya Mati Sutra, Akshaya Mati Sutra, as quoted in the Compendium of Sutra. Compendium of Sutra was written by Nagarjuna, cites the simile of a drop of water, simile of a drop of water that falls into the great ocean. Oh, okay. Just as the drop does not dry up until the dawn of the great eon, the roots of virtue dedicated to enlightenment do not expire until awakening is attained. Do not expire until awakening is attained. Similarly, the adornment of trees sutra, Tomokubudo, cites the simile of transforming 1,000 ounces of base metal into gold with an ounce of mercury elixir known as gold appearing without the base metal ever consuming the elixir. Like this, it is stated that mercury elixir of the awakening mind cannot be consumed by all the base metals of afflictions. Okay. So this is two different sources. Okay. Now, if one thinks, okay, relying on such statements that the awakening mind, the roots of virtue sustained by it, and those virtuous roots dedicated toward awakening cannot be destroyed by anger, one would be mistaken. Oh, okay. For it has been stated that even the virtuous roots of the great bodhisattvas can be destroyed. Okay, in order commentary of entering the middle. Okay. Thus, the meaning of the first sutra cited above is that these roots of virtue are not exhausted because of their fruition. Okay. Roots of virtue are not exhausted because of their fruition. Or it is not talking from the perspective of fruition, their fruitional result. It does not mean that they cannot be eroded by anger. Okay. Okay. meaning of the sutra cited above is that these rules of virtue are not exhausted because of their fruition. It does not mean that they cannot be eroded by anger. And the meaning of the second sutra, is that the afflictions cannot totally annihilate the awakening mind in the way in which, on the basis of awakening mind, the affliction can be eliminated, annihilated, I think. So these are the meanings of those passages quoted from two different sources, sutras. The first one is Akshayamati Sutra, The meaning, the passage quoted from Akshayamati Sutra here means, means, I think, that the awakening mind, one is this. If one thinks, relying on such statements, that the awakening mind, the roots of virtue sustained by it too, and those virtuous roots dedicated toward awakening cannot be destroyed by anger. One would be mistaken. One would be mistaken. It doesn't mean that. For it has been stated that even the virtuous roots of great bodhisattvas can be destroyed. In auto commentary of entering the middle way. Thus, the meaning of the first sutra cited above is that these roots of virtue are not exhausted, because of their fruition, It does not, Devajime means that it result in, it result in, how to say, the anger cannot destroy, the virtue of bodhicitta and the virtues that is sustained by bodhicitta, and also the virtuous roots that are dedicated toward awakening. In terms of, I think, in terms of making them not having any capability, resulting in any, how to say, fruitional result. In this case, fruitional is not good. Any kind of perfect result. That means they give rise to their perfect result. But it does not mean they cannot be eroded by anger. Being
It seems to say that in any case it seems to say, or are you trying to say that in any case, any roots of virtue that are influenced by or that are infused with or sustained by bodhicitta, they would anyhow succeed in leading to a result. And that cannot be undone by the anger.
Yes,
however, anger will somehow erode it.
Yes, that kind of mechanism cannot be eroded by anger. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, yeah. It does not mean that they cannot be eroded by anger. Okay. It does not, here, it does not mean that they cannot be eroded by anger. Okay, so here he used this word, eroded. Jomba, okay. Jomba, eroded in this case means there are three types of jomba, erosion, okay. Weaker form, medium form, and then great form, okay. So we need to understand in terms of those, either one of those, any one of those ways. Mm. Ah. 저거 지금 말했어야 들어다. 미제. 오케이. Short on the car. Okay. Okay, I think okay, no, it's okay, they cannot be eroded by seva is chibore, same in this case. Jomba and seva chibore. Same, Okay, so eroded he used should be understood in terms of any of those three, modes, I think. Weaker and middle and great. Okay. Okay. And the meaning of this, so Devuchon means in a way it yields, favorable result. Giving rise to any kind of favorable result is not destroyed by any kind of anger, okay? But rather, so therefore, the first sutra is mentioning that sort of, virtue, such as bodhicitta, virtues that are sustained by bodhicitta, and also virtues that are dedicated to full enlightenment. No matter how they are vulnerable to and negative antidotes, such as negative forces, I think, such as anger and so on. No matter, no matter, I think. Let me. It's I'm losing this. Yeah, I think. This, bodhicitta, okay, first, and then virtues that are associated, that are sustained by bodhicitta, and also the virtues that are dedicated to full enlightenment, okay, are definitely, I think, capable to carry, I think, capable of carrying, okay, carrying, okay, their potency, okay, to result in Buddhahood, okay. So their capability or their potency result in Buddhahood cannot be destroyed by anger. Or else, in other words, whether or not they are destroyed, whether they are destroyed or not destroyed by anger, okay, in any cases or in any situation, they definitely yield, or in other words, they definitely perform as a powerful cause for the person, okay, for the whoever the person is, who retains that kind of mental attitude to achieve, I think, Buddhahood. Okay. So, okay. Was not exhausted because of their fruition, okay. Not exhausted because of their fruition means they result in, okay. They result in Buddhahood. Or they give rise to Buddhahood. That is the meaning, I think. They are giving rise to Buddhahood cannot be destroyed. That is the meaning, okay. They are giving rise to Buddhahood for that Bodhisattva who retains that Bodhicitta within himself cannot be destroyed by any anger or any kind of negative forces. That is the meaning. That is the meaning of the Lord Misebe Tembe Do Akshaya Samadhi Sutra, a passage from Akshaya Madhi Sutra. Okay. Okay, now it's okay. Now the second, okay. And the meaning of the second sutra is that the afflictions cannot totally annihilate the awakening mind. Okay. In the way in which, on the basis of awakening mind, the affliction can be eliminated. On the basis of awakening mind, afflictions can be annihilated, eliminated from their roots. Okay. In the sense they can never arise again in any situation and in any time. Okay. So this is an antidote. We say antidote and the object that is eradicated by antidote. There are two forces. The object that is to be eradicated, that is to be eliminated, I would say, that is to be eliminated by antidote, okay, can never, okay, annihilate any kind of positive antidote. Whereas positive antidote such as bodhicitta can play, I think, instrumental role in annihilating or eliminating anger and so on. Okay. Okay. So this is the meaning of the second sutra. Okay. Now regarding the phrase, destroying the roots of virtue, okay. Destroying the roots of virtue, okay. We say destroying the roots of virtue. So what is that? Destroying the roots of virtue. Some said that what does that mean? Destroying the roots of virtue means, what is the meaning of that? Okay. So now we are discussing the meaning of destroying the roots of virtue. Okay. Some assert here, some in this case, some refers to Pudu Rinjintu. Assert that it means the potency of the virtues to swiftly produce effects is destroyed. Potency of the virtues to swiftly produce effects is destroyed. The production of their fruits is postponed. And the fruits of anger and the like are brought forth in its place. But that is his version, okay. Pudu Rinjitu's version of understanding how the roots of virtues are being destroyed by anger and so on. Okay. But it is not the case. They say that their fruits cannot ripen later on. Okay. If those roots of virtue meet the appropriate conditions, for if no mundane path can eliminate the seeds of their corresponding objects of relinquishment, how can an affliction eliminate the seeds of virtue? This would be impossible, they assert. Okay. Okay. So up to this, Putin's, okay, viewpoint. Okay. Okay. The fruits of anger and the like are brought forth in its place. But it is not the case, they say, that their fruits cannot ripen. Okay, it is not, they say, okay, that, what they said is, their fruit cannot ripen later on. If those rules of virtue meet the appropriate conditions, okay, that is, they are saying this. This is their reason, okay. For if no mundane path can eliminate the seeds of their corresponding objects of relinquishment, how can an affliction eliminate the seeds of virtue? Okay. This would be impossible, this assert, okay. How is it that? Is it going fine or not? Argument. Okay. So there's no logical entailment. This is Tsongkhapa's explanation. There's no logical entailment in this reasoning. Take the example of non-virtues that have been purified by ordinary beings through applying the 4 powers in antidote practice. This does not eliminate the seeds, okay. Applying the 4 powers in antidote practice would not, eliminate the seeds of non-virtues, okay. But it purified the non-virtue, okay. And yet it remains impossible for karma, thus purified, to produce ripening effects, even if suitable conditions are later met, okay. And yet it remains impossible for karma to thus purify, to produce ripening effects, okay. Even if suitable conditions are later met. Similarly, one who attains the peak and the forbearance stages of the path of preparation has not yet eliminated the seeds of wrong view or the causes for taking birth in the lower realms, and yet it remains impossible for wrong views to arise or for one to take birth in the lower realms, even if the Bodhisattva were to meet the conditions in the future. So it has been stated, okay. 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 Okay, now I think, okay. So is that clear? Yeah, Tsongkhapa's version of, how to say, answering or Tsongkhapa's version of, how to say, version of, I think, explanation, okay, as to how I think angers and so on destroy the roots of virtue, okay. 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 This doesn't, okay, and yet it remains impossible for karma thus purified to produce ripening effects, even if suitable conditions are later met, okay. Suitable conditions, okay. Suitable conditions are later met, okay. Suitable conditions here, yeah, okay. The 8th and the 9th, the suitable conditions, okay. it points out to attachment, okay. Suitable conditions, okay, are met, are later met. Similar, one who attains the big and forbearance stages of the path preparation has not yet eliminated the seeds of wrong view, okay. Wrong view, in this case, the wrong view within the within the six root afflictions, okay. The wrong, in this case, wrong view is the one, I think, among the six root afflictions. So therefore, wrong view here means wrong view in this case is a denial view, I think. Deprecating, I think. Deprecating Four Noble Truths, deprecating three jewels, okay. Yeah, wrong view, deprecating three jewels as well as Four Noble Truths are, yeah, okay. And then, yeah, it's a nihilistic view, I think. A nihilistic view, deprecating phenomena that exist, such as, I think, three jewels and Four Noble Truths, okay. And then, wrong view or the causes for taking, okay, non-virtuous, okay, non-virtuous causes, I think. Wrong view or the non-virtuous causes for taking birth in the lower realms, and yet it remains impossible for wrong views to arise or for one to take birth in the lower realms, okay. Even if the bodhisattvas, such bodhisattva, were to meet the conditions in the future. In this case, condition, attachment belonging to desire realm, okay. So it has been stated, okay. Furthermore, I think, as Sutra said in a commentary on the treasure of Abbey states, as for karma's fruitions, those heavier, those closer in time, those most habitual, and those committed earliest among all karma, among all karma, these are ripped first, okay. As stated here, whatever karma happens to be ripped first, virtuous or non-virtuous, this blocks the space for other karmic fruits to be reaped. But this alone is not reason enough, okay, to say that it destroys virtuous or non-virtuous. Nowhere has this situation been explained in such terms, okay. Had it been so, all the other powerful non-virtuous karma should also have been described as destroyers of virtuous roots, okay. In any case, the author commentary to the essence of the middle way, I think maybe we can stop here, I think, okay.
May the spiritual teachers who lead me on the sacred path, and all spiritual friends who practice it have long life. May I pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. Grant such inspiration, I pray. May the lives of the venerable spiritual spiritual mentors be stable, and their virtuous actions spread in the 10 directions. May the light of Wholesome's teachings dispelling the darkness of the beings in the 3 worlds always increase. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniryatayami. Due to this merit, may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. In the snowy mountain pure land, you're the source of good and happiness. Powerful Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig, may you stay until samsara ends.